Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you're in. Just going to be doing a quick review on how you can make trading a little bit easier using the daily. And I'm just looking at Sol at the minute here, and I think Sol's moved a fair bit. Really, you wanted to get into the trade round this area here, where you've got the EMA 20, 50, and then the 200 crossing underneath. So you've got the 20 coming up above, crossing the 50, and then you're waiting for the 200 to act as like a support zone, and then it crosses under the 50, under the 20, and then you would have taken the trade there on the daily. Personally, I think that's probably the best way to look at certain coins, by seeing the EMAs crossing in certain areas. Like here, want a good area, because you want really to see that 200 to be pushing underneath and waiting for the 20 and the 50 to then cross above the 200. That's how I look at most coins. As you can see, it's continuously gone up, even when it's pulled back slightly. It has come under the 50, but to wait for a confirmation, you don't really want to be taking a short in these areas. You've not really got any confirmation to say that it is going to continue down. If we go back to an area of possibly where you could have shorted, this is April, and then you've got your bearish momentum pushing it down. You've then got your 20 that's starting to cross underneath the 50. You've got the 200 that's above the 20 and the 50, and then the 20 crossed under. You could have waited for it to retest the 20 here, taken the short. You'd have got a great risk to reward there. So you'd have seen it retest, you'd have taken your short, put your stop loss above that last swing, and you've got a 5.3 there. You could have even held it, because then it goes like into some sort of price discovery where it's going sideways, and a lot of people would panic here. You know, you're seeing them, the 20 and the 50 starting to cross over each other, but they've not really crossed. They've like intertwined, but they've not crossed as such. And then you could have continuously held that trade all the way down here, all the way down, until you've seen this area here of a crossover, and then you would have got out of your short right there, which would have been October 23. So you'd have held that trade from May time. Yeah, May the 6th. You'd have held that trade all the way to October 23. And then got out. You've seen a crossover, but you've still made, even if we bring that across from there, let's bring that across. Say you waited for that crossover, you've still got a 5.4 risk to reward there. You know? And that would have been an absolutely great trade Like I say, a lot of people probably would have panicked here. That I started to see it, oh, it's crossing over. But until I see a confirmation of where that 200's come underneath, you're still good in the trade. Same as if you'd have taken the trade down here on the crossover. Until I see that 200 start to come, let's get an arrow, you know, and it keeps pushing up like this. And if you start to see that 200 crossing over like this, and then you've got your 20 and your 50 that'll start to do something like this, you don't really need to exit your trade yet. And if you'd have taken that trade there, is it a long? So we'd have gone long here. You'd have put it to the swing low area there. Look at the risk to reward there. 510%. And it's a 14.53 risk to reward. That's why personally I think it's very risky shorting when we're technically in a bull market. This could continue. You know, you've got an all-time high up here. And it's got a lot of bullish momentum. So what you'll want to see is, get rid of these drawings. So what you want to see here is, you want to see Sol really pop through this area. See how it's holding this area now? And you see how it held that area there around $79, came down, pushed off, came down, bounced off the 50, bounced off the 50, pushed again, and now you want to see Sol hold this area here at 118. Or even so, if it can push through this area and then hold this area as a support zone, and you see a big momentum candle, i.e. like this sort of candle here, this one, you're going to be taking your long on Sol. You've also got some fair value gaps in here. But see how I look at it? I like to look at the closest fair value gap. If, say we had a fair value gap here, and it pushed off, and then it broke through the fair value gap, that invalidates that fair value gap. So then you're going to be looking at the next fair value gap, which is here. And then it's pushed through that fair value gap, which would have invalidated it again. And then you've got another fair value gap just below that here, around this area, and it held that fair value gap. It also held 79 as support, and then it pushed off. So with Sol, you want to see it come into here, hold this area, and we should see a lot of bullish momentum. And I'm gonna look at a couple of other coins. I got one that somebody wanted me to look at, DENT. Yeah, we'll look at DENT. See, same with DENT. We've had a lot of bullish momentum coming through here. You've got the area here where the 200's crossed under, the 20, the 50. You could have waited. You didn't have to take the trade there. You could have waited for it to pull back. It then hit the 200 again. Taken along on the 7th of February. 2nd of March. What have you got? Long position. As it hit that area. Big bullish candle. Put your stop below the last swing low. Over 100% so far. You want to see it really hold this area. You see we've got a fair value gap in here. Remove that. Got a fair value gap in here. It has tapped into that fair value gap and then pushed off. You want to really see it hold this area. There's the price, 0.001515. You want to see it hold that area and then push off. Until you see this 200 coming up, back down, crossover. I won't be taking off my trade yet. I'll be holding it. Personally with DENT. Then we've got JTO or JITO. Let's have a look at JITO. See, there ain't a lot of data on JITO. It's a fairly new coin. When was it released? December. You've got your 20 crossing over. You've got your 50 underneath. JITO, it's holding this area here. But you see how it's broken the downtrend? It's not created a new low here. It's then come up, created a high, created a lower low. You then want to see it create a higher high, come back down, hold that area of $2.07, and then a push off. Same again. Lower high, push off, higher high, lower high. So I'd be waiting possibly for it to push out with DENT. See it come back to hold this area here around $2.07 and take a long. Let's have a look at the next one. We've got ID. Let's have a look. ID's had a lot of bullish momentum again. This is on the dailies. It had a really massive push up there. But can you see how it's held this area? Which was previous resistance. It come back in and it held it as support at 0.5 and then pushed off. So you want to see it hold this area again at 6596 and then push off again. Hold the next area, which is 7 cents, and then push off again. That's really what you want to see with ID. So if you're in the ID trade, don't panic. It's got a lot of bullish momentum, and it could potentially push off. And what have we got? We've got its high there. It's April. We've got a high area there. We've got another area there where we want it to hold as a support area, and then potentially a push off to all-time high. Now we've got Atom. Let's have a look at Atom. Obviously, as we all know, that BTC and Ethereum are the main players in the market. So you also want to be watching what BTC and Ethereum do. If BTC decides to dump, most of your coins are going to dump with BTC. So don't panic. If you're in a trade, if you've got in a, like Atom here, I want a long Atom there. I'd have waited for it to push off, which it has done here. You know, it's come under the 200s underneath it now. And then you've got a crossover to the 20, the 50, 200 underneath. You had another fair value gap here at $10. And it's pushed off. So now what you want to see with Atom, you want to see it push up out of this area. Hold $11 as a support area. And then potentially a big push off. What have we got next? We've got AVAX. AVAX has moved a lot. You know, the 10th of November is when we got the crossovers on here. And as you can see, like I've shown you, like we've got every time the 20, the 50 and the 200 excuse me, have crossed that area. And then we've got a retest of the 20. It's plummeted. And it's the same when it creates bullish momentum. You know, we've got the crossover here. And then we've got a big push out there on the 10th of November. they're all crossed. The 20's come above, the 50. The 50 is below, then the 200 comes below the 50, and you get your big push off every time. You got AVAX. We want to see AVAX come up out of this area and hold $43 as a support area, and then potentially push off. And if you have a look here, you've got a lot of areas. You've got one here at $69. You've got another area here at $99. And you've got another area at $127. And then all-time high, $146. So take a look at that trade. And I've got GALA. So we'll look at GALA. I know GALA's moved a fair bit. Let's have a look at GALA. GALA's at a decent area. GALA's at a really decent area. You want to see GALA hold this area. 3619. You've got your crossover, you've got your bullish momentum. All your crossovers here. Bullish momentum. Big push out there. If you'd have taken that trade on the 26th of Feb, you've been some decent profit now. But you want to see it hold this area. And then you want to see it push off. Hold that area. Next area, next area, next area. You are going to see pullbacks on coins. Coins are not just going to go bang, bang, bang. You're going to get pullbacks on coins. So take a look at GALA. It's probably in a great area. We've got HBAR. So we'll look at HBAR. HBAR's moved a lot again. This is the area again where you'd have wanted really to take the trade on HBAR. You've got your 200 crossing under, your 20 crossing up above, 50 in the middle area, and then a push off. Even here you could have taken the trade where it's come back down, tested the 200 on the 5th of Feb. And what would you have taken there? Big push out there. Big bullish momentum. You put your stop just below there. 65% move, which is a 1 to 5, which is another great trade. And if we are in this so-called bull market that everybody's saying, which I think we are, these are the trades that you need to be looking at. So what you want to see HBAR, which it is holding that area, which is 0.10049. You want to see it hold that area. If it holds that area, some great bullish momentum in HBAR, and you could see another push off. Potentially, you're looking at this area, 15516. Another area, 20231. And then your bigger areas here, 2633. Another area there, 4756. They're the areas that you want to be looking at. I'm just trying to think. I was thinking of another coin that I wanted to look at, but I've completely gone out of my head. Let me have a little look. Matic. Another one there with Matic. Got your crossovers. Push off there. Take your trade. Bang. If it holds this area, Matic, of $1, and it comes up, retests it, I'd be taking a long there. I'd be looking at this area here at $1.02. $1.06. $2.5. $3. But I'd be waiting for Matic to hold this area. Wait for Matic to hold this area. Don't just ape in. and it's a term that everybody uses, but you want to see it flip this area. You see how it's been a resistance area previously? You want to see it flip that area, come up, hold that area, and then a push off. I think that's it. There was another coin that I wanted to look at. Let me just see if I can find this coin. Let me have a look. Well, this is how simple you can make trading. I think a lot of people overcomplicate trading, and then they get annoyed with it, and they're like, oh, I'm not trading anymore, I'm not good at trading. And where's this trade? Is Pith. Let's have a look at Pith, or Pyth, whatever you want to call it. Pith, great area. There's not a lot of data on Pith again. You've only got your 20 and your 50, but it has flipped them zones. And now it's using the 20 as a support area. Looking at Pith, you want to see it hold 6-7, push off, come back, hold 7-3, and you've got a potential, where was it, $4. There's really no resistance here on Pith for it to potentially push off all the way back to around $4. There's no resistance at all. You want to see it start to create something like up, hold, up, hold, up, hold, up, hold, up, hold, up, hold. It'll probably be a grind up with Pith, but it'll be worth it. And I want to take a look at Link. So we'll look at Chainlink. Chainlink's moved a lot as well. See how it sort of like goes into a sideways where it's in price discovery, and then it pushed off, held the 20. It held the 20 all the way along here. I know it did come under, but because that 200 EMA, MA is underneath, you've got a lot of bullish momentum again. You want to see Link hold $20 at the support area now and carry on. One more coin I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get off. Filecoin, or as I call it, Philip coin. I know it's not Philip coin, but I like to call it Philip coin. So it's held $7 this time round. It did previously get to $7 and then dropped dramatically. But then you see how it came down to around $4.07, and it held. It held the 200. Came across, pushed out, crossover, big push off. And that's how you want to try and simplify trading as much as you possibly can without getting annoyed. And that's the only reason that I have purple and blue candles, because red candles annoy me. But that don't get annoyed if you've taken a trade here on Filecoin and you've seen it push off. I know a lot of people are gonna take profits here. And if you want to take 50% off it, take 50% off. If you want to take your initial investment off, take your initial investment off. And let the rest of it ride out. Bring your stop loss. If you've taken the long here, bring your stop loss to break even. Or, even if you want, bring your stop loss here to around this area at $6.04 in profit. And then at least you know if it does come back, you've taken the profit. So like I say, you want to see Phil hold this area of $8 as a support area, which is looking like it is doing. And then a big push off again to $9, $11, And then from there, you haven't really got much resistance again. Possibly $15. And around $17, $18. And if it continues its bullish momentum, you could see $28. We've got all-time highs here. You've then got $40, $80, and $118. And then all-time highs up at $238. And you also got another area of resistance here at 135 and 167. So take a look at them coins, guys. I will be doing some more videos. If you've got any video requests, pop them in comments and I'll have a look when I get round to it. But take a look at them coins and I'll be back next week with another video. So take care and I'll see you in the next one.